going on, you guys? What's going on? Today I'm going to talk to you about this formula called DIG, Daily Income Goal. And this is a property that I'm just checking out right now. It's got 14 bedrooms, 7 baths, just unbelievable. Rental income is close to 6 figures a year. That's what I'm talking about. So 2020 is going to be the year I'm planning to buy quite a number of properties, inshallah, which means God willing. Sorry, I just need to get out of the car park. Hold on. Okay, let's go. So in today's video, what I want to share with you and talk to you about, once I put my seatbelt on, is the idea of how do you create financial targets. So, you know, when I'm doing events and seminars all over the world, one of the first things I say is, how many of you want to become financially free? And everyone puts their hand up. Okay, if I asked you, do you want to become financially free? What do you say? Most people will say, yes, absolutely. Yes, I want to get rich. I want to become a millionaire. And then I would say, how many of you want to make £1 million? You know, if I'm in the UK or if I'm in Canada or Singapore or wherever, I'd say something along the lines of, how many of you want to make $1 million a year? And gosh, you know, people go crazy. They're like, yeah, that's me. I want to make that. I want to become a millionaire. And then I'll say, ask them this one question, which 95% or even more of people, 95% of people, they say, they go silent, or they pull out the phone. And what is that question? I ask them, if you want to make $1 million a year, how much is that in a single day? Okay, and it works out to be about $2,739 or whatever. Okay, just under $2,800 a day, 2,800 pounds a day, $2,800 a day. And for most people, that's a lot of money. Okay, for the average person, it's a lot of money. For someone who's made millions of dollars, it's really not a lot, because once you understand, it's just basic math. If you can make $2,800 a day, or 2,800 pounds, let's just talk in dollars for this video's sake. If you can make $2,800 a day, then in a year, that's $1 million. It's 84 grand a month, which works out to be $1 million a year. So if you wanted to make 10 million a year, you would just times that by 10, which is 27 grand a day. If you wanted to make $30 million a year, which is basically my goal for 2020, then that works out to be what? About $90,000 a day, about 100 grand a day. Okay, 100 grand a day works out to be about 2.83 mil a month, works out to be about $30 million per year. Now, most people that are watching this, their goal is not going to be to make 30 million. So let's forget those. Let's figure out, if you wanted to make $2,800 a day, which works out to be $1 million a year, what are the money metrics that you need to understand? What are the things that you need to focus on specifically every single day, so that you can hit those goals, so that you can look back in a year's time when it's 2021, or you can look back whenever you're watching this video 12 months from now and be proud and happy that you've hit $1 million. Okay, this stuff is not rocket science. In this today's day and age, is the easiest thing to do is make $1 million. Why? Because look at how technology has made it so easy. Look at, literally, you could work out your iPhone and start making videos, build a YouTube channel, start generating leads. Like, this is the easiest time ever. 10 years ago, it wasn't like that. I used to spend, I spent more than $10 million of my own money in paid traffic. So what I'm going to share with you is from real life experience. None of this theory stuff, okay? It's not something that I learned from university. I didn't learn much at university. That's why I dropped out my final year, and I didn't learn this much stuff from just randomly. Like, this was very deliberate. So what I'm sharing with you has a lot of weight if you take action on it, because you can change your life, you can transform your life and your business forever once you get this. 10 years ago when I started out, I was spending money on newspaper ads. Okay, I would literally go to a country like Singapore, Malaysia, and I would drop tens of thousands of dollars on running newspaper ads. I lived in London at the time, but I knew America had a lot of my customers, so I was spending tens of thousands of dollars on postcard marketing. Okay, have you even, do people even still do postcard marketing? I mean, I still do. Actually, I shouldn't brush that one off. But I do different postcard marketing these days to my customers and clients. Back then, I used to generate leads by doing postcard marketing, newspaper advertising, leaflets, like all of this stuff. Today, you don't have to do any of those things. Today, I can get Mikey, my video guy, to shoot a video, and I can put it on YouTube or on Instagram, on Facebook, and have a couple of hundred people, sometimes a couple of thousand people watch it. Like, this sort of leverage didn't exist. Okay, so how do you get to your first $2,800 a day, and how do you go and make $1 million a year? What is the art and science behind it? So let's start with this. You gotta always know your end outcome. If you want to make $1 million a year, you gotta know it's $2,800 a day. Let's just say it's $3,000 a day, just for easy math. Okay, I've never been good at math, and maybe most people watching this, they're not good at math, but they want to learn how to get money. So I'm gonna show you how to get money. Let's say your goal is $3,000 a day. Okay, now to make $3,000 a day, you can sell a low ticket program, which is stuff that's usually $100 or less. And I don't recommend you do that unless you have like a big brand, or you have people following you, or you have like a big list. Sometimes people see me promote a low ticket program like $100, $300 or $500, and they think they should just copy me. But you should not do that, because you don't have a 500,000 subscriber list like I do. So I can send out an email and make a bunch of money, because I've spent the last decade, 10 years, building this monster email list. Okay, they're just numbers in an autoresponder account. But here's the thing. Actually, I should go this way. All right, so here's what you would do, right? To make $3,000 a day, you would come up with a program that you can sell for at least $500 to $2,000 each, minimum, at the bare minimum. Why? Because it's just much more simpler, much more fun, and much more lucrative for you to go and get higher paying clients than you would get low ticket clients. And when you realize, and I'm telling you this so that you don't have to spend years to come to this realization, when you realize it's the same effort to get a $10,000 client than it is to get a $100 client, something in your mind switches. And when you come to that realization, you don't have to spend many months or many years figuring out, okay, who's going to be your customer. You can do this exercise in literally a single day. And I'm going to walk you through some components of it. So for example, now when you realize you can attract the right people that already have the money to buy your $2,000, your $5,000, your $500 program, versus going after someone who's, broke or trying to make some money, right? So I'll give you an example to drive this point home. When I first started out, I used to do something called clickbank marketing, and I used to struggle so bad at it. I mean, I would work all day to make one $15 commission sale, and I thought, man, if I can make 10 of these, that's $150 a day. It will all add up. And then I came across this concept of high ticket products that cost $2,000, $10,000, $20,000, and I remember spending $5 on an ad on Twitter, and it generated one sale, but that sale was a $10,000 sale. And I thought to myself, well, if I made one sale a month, that's 10 grand a year. Sorry, that's 10 grand a month. That's 120 grand a year. I'm sorted. And I did. I made 120 grand the first year I started full-time doing online marketing, complete with zero experience from doing digital marketing like I'm doing right now. The second year I did 275k. I just thought, you know what? I just need to double down on what I'm doing. I was developing skills such as email marketing, and I used to be really overweight, so I didn't have much confidence. And what I would do is I would want to stay behind the computer and send emails and make money. And that's what I did. And then I came across a mentor called Brendan Bouchard, and he said, you should make videos, because then you could go from 6 figures to 7 figures. And I remember making 275k my second year online marketing. And then boom, I started making videos, very basic videos. They were called sales videos, VSLs. And my income went from 275 to $1.2 million the next year. I became a millionaire at the age of 23 because of what I'm sharing with you. So I identified high ticket products and services that I could market and sell. Number two, I figured out high income producing skills. Webinars, the ability to communicate on videos, the ability to close a sale on the phone, the ability to write sales copy, write email copy, write sales letters. And this is stuff that you and I and everyone can learn. This is not rocket science, right? All of this stuff can be learned, if you put some time, effort, energy, and you find some mentors, you find some courses, you can go and learn this stuff, right? And so that's what I did. And so most people that I look at, they haven't developed the high income producing skills, but they're frustrated as why they're not making 100 grand a year, why they're not making $1 million a year. Is because there's something called a skills acquisition gap, right? And where you're at right now and where you want to get to, the difference, the missing gap is the skills acquisition. That's one. Or the systems acquisition, right? So these are the two things that you need, systems and skills. As you start developing skills, then you start creating systems. I'll give you another example. When I first started developing these skills of how to do webinars, I would do a webinar and no one would show up. And I'd say, I'm never doing another webinar ever again. And then I would do another webinar and it would bomb, it would fail, it was just really crap. But I kept doing it, and then boom, I remember promoting someone else's offer to my list and making $320,000. And I was thinking to myself, what the heck just happened? I just made 320 grand from promoting someone else's product. So then I got really good at doing webinars. Every single week I would do a webinar, one after another. And then boom, once I was living in another penthouse here in Canary Wharf, I remember doing this webinar. We sold a product for $10,000, okay? If I made 5 sales and I made 50 grand in a couple of hours, I'd be happy. Okay, I sold a $10,000 product to 120 people and I made $1.2 million. And in my mind, I thought, I just made $1.2 million from a couple of hours of work. How is this even possible? And there was virtually zero ad spend because it was to my own list of subscribers. Okay. From till now, I've never stopped doing webinars. So what do? I double down on the things that work. Okay, and this is what you want to do as well. So first of all, you want to identify who is the person that you can help. You have to be able to solve someone's problem in the marketplace. Maybe you can help them lose weight. Maybe you can help them make more money. Maybe you can help them with meditation, with personal development. Maybe you can help them with some healing or some trauma work. Whatever the case is, you got to identify who is the market, who is the target market. Then you got to come up with what is your offer? What is your product and service? How much are you going to sell it for? You know, don't charge under $500, especially when you're new. Try to charge at least $500 to $2,000, even $5,000. And don't think people don't have money. Trust me. Look around. Like, look at all these buildings. People have money. People have jobs. People have businesses. People have money. But you got to shift your mindset out of scarcity because maybe you don't have money. So don't think that other people don't have money. Lots of people have money. And one of the best ways to increase your abundance is be around wealthy people. Go and get yourself a mentor. Go and hang out in expensive, fancy hotels. These are the things I used to do. I would, when I couldn't afford Four Seasons or the Ritz-Carlton or whatever, I would still go in and hang out because I would be around rich people because, it costs about $1,000, $2,000 a night. I'd always go spend time in Mayfair, in Park Lane, in the Dorchester, or if I traveled, I'd go and spend a day or an evening at a fancy hotel because I wanted to condition my mind, I wanted to condition my mind to think like wealthy people. And then I started learning through mentors, through coaches on how to communicate and solve people's problems, and in the process get paid for it. So you want to identify who the target market is that you can help. Then you got to identify what is the product and service that you can sell. So once you have these two, then you got to figure out, okay, what are the skills that you need? So for example, if you have a coaching or consulting business and you want to help people get whatever, achieve an XYZ result, then you got to ask yourself, okay, what's the best way to do that? Should you do one-on-one meetings? No. Should you go and meet people at hotels and hand out leaflets? No. Should you go and do cold lead generation? No. What you would want to do is ask yourself this question: where are your customers already hanging out? And then figure out a way to be in front of them. ideally via an automated webinar, via a sales presentation, via videos like this, where you can educate them. If you can educate your prospects and you can educate them, entertain them, engage them, is this making sense to you? If you can do those things, then naturally they will know, like, and trust you. And once they do that, they will come to you. That's how you have people chasing you versus you chasing people. Let's just say, for example, this video that I'm making, this is probably going to go, where is it going to go, Mikey? YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, or wherever. Okay, I'm doing these videos. Obviously, this one's in the car because I'm going to the gym, but they're going to be in different locations. And I'm doing this because I know as I produce enough value for the marketplace, people are watching this. Like, hopefully you're getting value from this, right? That's why you're watching it still now. There's going to be a group of people that will say, hey, what do you have to sell? Hey, what can I do to work with you? Hey, how can I buy your products and services? And as I make more of these videos, I know it's just a matter of time before people are going to come to me. So that's called one-to-many leverage. Okay, and you want to have one-to-many leverage. You want to do the work once where you create assets, and the assets will do the work for you. This video that I'm making right now, it will probably be online for the next 5, 10, 20 years, even longer, right? And down the line, it's going to get me more customers coming in. So you got to identify who your target market is, what products and services you're selling, at what price, and then you're going to ask yourself, what are the skills that you need to be able to deliver to that person, to be able to attract those people. Because remember, it's a skills gap and then it's a systems gap. So for example, before I shared with you how I started developing the art and science of creating high converting webinars, well, once I've done that, now that's the skill, right? So I paid my dues, I developed a skill, high income producing skills, can make millions of dollars, okay? Then what will happen is I then systemize it and it becomes a system. So now every single time I do a webinar, I know, okay, here's what the landing page, the registration page, the thank you page, the email sequence, the follow-up sequence, the objection sequence, the scarcity sequence, every single thing is. So now, like, I'm about to do a webinar this week, by the way. If you want to see how this stuff works, just go to wealthacademy.com/webinar and you'll see how I do this. And you'll see literally webinars that will produce 6 and 7 figures fairly quickly, and you can see the whole process. I don't care. You can watch me, you can learn from me, you can model what I'm doing and do it for your business. Go to wealthacademy.com/webinar. You can see, okay? Maybe put a link down below, Mikey. So what will happen is, as I'm doing this webinar, I already know the system I've got in place. So for example, this webinar that I'm going to do, the goal is to generate applications for my coaching program. Now my coaching program is $40,000 per year, and I've got more than 150 members in that group. And the coaching program every year gets updated, okay? Because I add a few things, I remove a few things. Like this year, I'm adding in 12 marketing done for you campaigns that I'm gonna drip feed over 12 months for the customers, okay? And so I'm going to do a webinar that's gonna explain what the product is, the benefits of the product, who it's right for. Remember what I said, the target market, who it's right for. And then once I've got who, the target market, I'm going to explain what the product is, and I'm going to do the webinar once, I'm going to do it live once, and then I'm going to automate it so it becomes an automated webinar, so that anyone that goes to watch the webinar, they can watch it on demand, they can watch it daily. And I've done the work once, and now it's an asset. Okay, this is a skill that you have to develop. Otherwise, you know, you can go make 2-3 grand a day. To get to 3K a day consistently, you gotta automate a lot of the grunt work, the prospecting work, the chasing work. So in your business, you gotta identify step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Let's just say you put 3-4 steps. Now ask yourself, what can you do to automate 70-80% of it? Can you make a video to replace you selling? Can you replace yourself to, instead of you calling, can you hire someone that can do appointment setting, that can close for you? Okay, I have someone that closes for me on the phones. I have also a team of people that will pre-qualify the leads and qualify the appointments. So that's a system, right? In the beginning, I used to do these calls myself, like 7, 8, 9 years ago. I would do these calls, and then I realized, damn, all my time is going on these calls. I was making a couple $100 grand a year. Then I thought, no, let me go. So I hired 2 people, and boom, my income shot to $1.2 million. And the next year, $2.4 million. The next year, it just kept doubling. And it went like hockey stick growth, okay? And the reason why I share this is because a lot of the times people complicate things. You got to just simplify. You got to figure out who, your target market is, what is the price point that you can deliver, that you can sell your products, where are your customers hanging out, how can you create marketing systems that will attract the right people, how can you automate most of the processes so that you can hit your targets. And then once you've got that in place, then you got to ask yourself, okay, you know what, how do I scale it up? And the way you scale it up is through creating systems, through hiring more people, through having cash in the bank, through having a long-term strategy, to having ruthless execution. And the final one is leadership development. You got to develop yourself, because your business will only grow according to your mindset. Okay, anyway, I got to get to the gym. This was supposed to be a 5-minute video. Hopefully you got some good value out of this. If you like these videos, okay, right now I'm producing high value, low quality videos, but they're gonna be high quality and high value videos. I really appreciate your support. Give me a like, thumbs up. If you don't like this video, give me a dislike. It's all right. Just let me know. Give me some feedback. Drop me a comment in the comment section. Subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.